What's up? Welcome back to the Holotables. We're going to be doing some more Padme arena testing. We're going to hit number 4 here. This is a maxed out GAS team. So we're going to be hitting that with our Padme squad. Padme is R5, GMY is R5, and the other 3 are R7. The way that the mods are set up, obviously a lot of health on these guys. And for GMY and Ahsoka, I don't really know what their speeds are. I don't really care. They just have, he has a, GMY has a crit damage set. We'll just run through the mods really quick so you can see him. A special offense there by 8,600, not the highest. I'm thinking about swapping GMY to a offense set. I just don't have the mods for it right now. And then Ahsoka has about 9,000 offense. And I don't think her speed super matters. One of the things that I think is important for this team, though, is Padme, Jedi Knight, Anakin, and General Kenobi all have about the same speed. Padme is 258, JK is 260, and General Kenobi is 262. And for some reason, I think having those guys lumped together works pretty well. And I think that order makes sense, too, because it allows Padme to get some more stacks of courage up. It might make sense to even flip those. So that Padme can get the courage, get the protection up stacks, and then those guys can immediately flip those. I'm not really sure yet. We're still testing at this point. I've had more luck with GMY and Ahsoka instead of C-3PO. I don't find C-3PO to be all that useful here, so let's see how it goes. We're gonna get a big AoE here. Hopefully Yoda doesn't die. Sometimes Yoda can get pretty close to dying there. He does not have a lot of HP. So we are going to go ahead and pass the protection up. I'm not going to do an AoE because there's not a taunt up on GK, and I don't want to get a counterattack and die because GMY is still pretty flimsy at this point. Let's get the retribution up. Then we're going to go ahead and do an AoE here, try to chip away at that protection and get some offense up going. And you can see we're kind of chipping away here. Let's actually go ahead and we've already seen the grenade from Echo. Let's go ahead and flip. There's really nothing to flip, but we're going to get some more protection up there, and hopefully we'll get some more courage stacks. So Ahsoka should be able to, this is cool, Ahsoka should be able to take him down here. There we go. Okay. Ahsoka being Relic 7 seems incredibly important for this squad to work. And I just recently took GMY to Relic 5, and I'm thinking about taking them all the way to Relic 7 just because you can see the kind of damage that these guys are going to do. So let's go ahead and do a basic there, and actually let's do a special. Big hit there, got him stunned. Let's just do the all-in assist. I really want to take these guys out in one round. I don't know that it's going to happen. Yeah, it looks like maybe it will. Let's go ahead and do JKA. We're going to hit Echo here. Should be able to one-shot Echo. All good. We're going to do a basic here to get a little protection up going, and then also want to save the kick for General Skywalker. Now, one thing that I want to make sure is clear here is that, so at this point you can still lose, number 1. Number 2, I'm not going to beat this guy because it's before his payout. And the other thing is that at this point, it can go really sideways, guys. That was kind of best case scenario. One of the things that can really throw this for a loop is if Padme gets crit at the beginning and she can't start getting those protection up stacks going. So I don't know how exactly to fix that. I don't know if it's a crit avoidance hero. I don't really know. So I'm afraid to hit him now because I think I'm gonna one-shot him. So I'm not gonna do it. But you can see that this is a win right here. So even if he hits him and he doesn't kill him, GK or GS may counterattack. But you can see Padme's got another bonus turn ready to roll, and she'll kick him and kill him. So I'm not gonna finish this. We're actually gonna go ahead and back out. But I wanted to show an example of how this squad works and just show an example of it, and it seems relatively consistent. That's the other cool thing. I fought the same GS team 3 times yesterday to test it. 2 out of 3 times I won. So this team I've beaten it with a couple different squads. One of the things that I think gets really challenging for this team and for Padme to beat General Skywalker is if the General Skywalker team is really fast. I've seen a lot of General Skywalkers that aren't fast at all. They might have 50 speed or 40 speed. They're they're beefy, and they have a lot of offense, and they're relying on those counterattacks, and they're relying on just having a lot of protection and all that good stuff, and defense mods and all that cool stuff. So we're gonna back out of this. You can see it's a win because I don't want to screw this guy's thing up. But the other cool thing about this team is I only fell to 8. You can see that my payouts in 4 hours, and I fell to rank 8 from rank 2. So that could just be a fluke. That's a one-time thing. It could just be a fluke. But this team does seem really, really good. So real quick, we'll go through their mods in a little bit more detail. So I'm not going to show any more gameplay in this video. So if you're not interested in the mods, you can go ahead and leave. But I just want to kind of show you where the mods are at. These are not the most optimized mods. You can see GK's got a ton of health. He's at 262 speed. I'm thinking about changing the speeds around a little bit to see, but this seems to work. So I don't know. I may not change it at all. But the mods are pretty basic, guys. This isn't like any sort of special mods. I don't think my mods are significantly better than anybody else's here. You can see Padme has a ton of health, not a whole lot of protection, and speed right there with GK, a little bit slower, and not a whole lot of offense or anything either. I do like the offense sets on General Skywalker, or I'm sorry, Jedi Knight Anakin and Ahsoka, just because I have to use this team to climb against Darth Revan most of the time. So having that offense it helps more against getting the Malak down. It's the same thing like with General Skywalker, where Malak can 5v1 this team if you're not careful. So anyway, that's why they're more offense focused versus crit damage sets or health sets or anything like that, because you just got to chew through Malak or General Skywalker. So I think we already looked at Yoda, and let's look at Ahsoka real quick. So Ahsoka gets a lot of extra health from her unique and then the Padme leadership, so I don't think hers necessarily needs to have a lot of health. GMY, however, is really, really squishy. Even at Relic 5, GMY only has 60k health and 20k protection. His protection pool is ridiculous. But I think that he gets bonuses from Padme leadership, so hopefully that kind of keeps him alive. If it becomes a problem, I may go ahead and take him to Relic 7. So anyway, that's the team, guys. I just want to show an example of that team, and like I said, this exact same team can beat if you sub out GMY for C-3PO and then take a little bit of the speed off Padme. I do have to change mods to be able to fight Darth Revan. This team doesn't beat Darth Revan, but it can beat General Skywalker. So again, that's a maxed out General Skywalker team. I found, like I said, sometimes the mods, every General Skywalker I've seen is modded differently. So some of them are harder or easier. And one of my shard mates was saying that there's one General Skywalker that's really easy for him to beat with Darth Revan, and it's really hard for me to beat with Padme. So there's definitely a difference there. But I am finding GMY with Ahsoka like that is a much more consistent win ratio, and it's honestly just because of courage. It's because C-3PO can't convert the courage to damage, and GMY can, and that allows you to get General Skywalker down faster. And even if I have to go through two rounds of cover, it still is usually okay, but at that point it can get a little bit more dicey, just because he's going to have so much offense stacked at that point. So anyway, I'm going to continue to do some testing on this and see how this team works, but so far it looks like the best counter to me outside of Darth Revan. I mean, Darth Revan and WAD, and there's some other teams out there that work, but this Padme team seems to work pretty well. So I actually was going to work on my General Skywalker when I got him, but I wanted to test out Padme to see, to make sure I could still climb and get my arena payouts, and I can. So I need to do GS at some point, but it's not going to be right now. Right now I'm okay just climbing with Padme, and that's it for now. We'll see you guys in the next video.